Om Namo Narayanaya. We're picking up Chapter 2, Canto 2. I actually interrupted it in the middle, so we're starting today with verse 21. Thereafter, the Bhakti Yoga should push the air up between the eyebrows, and then blocking the 7 outlets of the life air, he should maintain his aim for going back home, back to Godhead. If he is completely free from all desires for material enjoyment, he should then reach the cerebral hole and give up his material connections, having gone to the Supreme. However, King, if a yogi maintains a desire for improved material enjoyments, like transference to the topmost planets, Brahmaloka, or the achievement of the eightfold perfections, travel in outer space with the Vaihasyas, or a situation in one of the millions of planets, then he has to take away with him the materially molded mind and senses. The Transcendentalists are concerned with the spiritual body. As such, by the strength of their devotional needs, austerities, mystic power, and transcendental knowledge, their movements are unrestricted, within and beyond the material worlds. The fruitive workers of the gross materialists can never move in such an unrestricted manner. O King, when such a mystic passes over the Milky Way by the illuminating Sushumna to reach the highest planet, Brahmaloka, he goes first to Vaishvanara, the planet of the deity of fire, wherein he becomes completely cleansed of all contaminations, and thereafter he still goes higher, to the circle of Sushumna to relate with Lord Hari, Lord Vishnu. This Sushumna is the pivot for the turning of the complete universe, and it is called the navel of Vishnu. The yogi alone goes beyond this circle and attains the planet Maharloka, where purified saints like Bhrigu enjoy their life. This planet is worshipful even for saints who are transcendently situated. At the time of the final devastation of the complete universe, that being the end of the duration of Brahma's life, a flame of fire emanates from the mouth of Ananta, from the bottom of the universe. The yogi sees all the planets of the universe burning to ashes, and he leaves for Satyaloka by airplanes used by all the great purified souls. In the planet of Satyaloka there is neither bereavement, nor old age, nor death. There is no pain of any kind, and therefore there exist no anxieties, save that sometimes, due to consciousness, there is a feeling of compassion for those unaware of the process of devotional service who are subjected to unsurpassable miseries in the material world. After reaching Satyaloka, the devotee is especially able to be incorporated fearlessly by the subtle body in an identity similar to that of the gross body, and one after another he gradually attains stages of existence from earthly to watery, fiery, glowy, and airy until he reaches the ethereal stage. The devotee thus surpasses the subtle objects of different senses, like aroma by smelling, the palate by tasting, vision by seeing forms, touching by contacting, the vibrations of the ear by ethereal identification, and the sense organs by material activities. The devotee, thus surpassing the gross and the subtle forms of covering, enters the plane of egoism. In that status he merges the material modes of nature, being, ignorance, and passion, in this point of neutralization, and thus reaches egoism in goodness. After this, all egoism is merged in the Mahatattva, and he comes to the point of pure self-realization. Only the purified soul can attain the perfection of associating with Lord Vishnu in complete bliss and satisfaction in his constitutional state. Whoever is able to renovate such devotional perfection is never again attracted by this material world, and he never returns. Your Majesty Maharaja Parikshit, know that all I have described in reply to your proper inquiry is just according to the version of the Vedas, and it is eternal truth. This was described personally by Lord Krishna unto Brahma, with whom the Lord was satisfied upon being properly worshipped. For those who are wandering in the material universe, there is no more auspicious means of deliverance than what is aimed at the direct devotional service of Lord Krishna. The great personality Brahman, with great attention and concentration of the mind, studied the Vedas 3 times, and after scrutinizingly examining them, he is certain that attraction for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, is the highest perfection of religion. Lord Vishnu, Sri Krishna, is in every living being, along with the individual soul, and this fact is perceived and hypothesized in our acts of seeing and taking help from the intelligence. O King, It is therefore essential that every human being hear about, glorify, and remember Lord Vishnu always and everywhere. Those who drink through oral reception, fully filled with nectarian message of Lord Krishna, the beloved of the devotees, purify the polluted aim of life known as material enjoyment, and thus go back to Godhead, to the lotus feet of Him. Thus ends chapter 2. Well, there's actually really a lot in this chapter. One thought that came to me is it's describing these different planets. Now, I am honestly mixed on this, and I've asked a couple people about this. One said, yeah, here's a debate. Another was like, what's said is said. I am out on the word planet. I'm not out on what this is describing. I think this is describing places and whatever. But the word planet, is that the correct word? If I see the Sanskrit word in another book, will it also mean planet in that book? I don't know. Sometimes I wonder if it's not planets, if it is planes of existence. Now, I've seen another definition that it's not so much planes of existence, it's planes of consciousness. And that there is this whole realm of consciousness going from like just animal, where we're just animals, to the highest stage, whatever it is, like Satyaloka, whatever. And it's me here in this body, but it's just my consciousness is rising up and up and up. And eventually I'm just really, I'm physically in the world, but I'm not in the world. Is that what this is? And word planet is just kind of a mistranslation? On the other hand, is it more like how this level of consciousness is like, when we die and we don't necessarily reincarnate on this earth. Maybe we reincarnate in another universe. Maybe we suddenly appear someplace else. Is it like that? To me, that actually makes, I don't know if that makes sense, but that kind of feels like maybe we do. We don't necessarily reincarnate here, but depending upon where our consciousness is, we might keep moving and keep moving. I don't know. On the other hand, is this really just planets? And suddenly I'm sitting here meditating, and then my body vanishes, and I'm sitting on another planet with a nice red sun, and it looks like Star Trek. That's what this feels like when I read it. It literally feels like I'm here. Oh, where did Aaron go? Oh, I don't know. He vanished to another planet. And do I ever come back? I don't know. But yet, then I saw a sentence which debunks that version. It says, verse 31, only the purified soul can attain the perfection of associating with Lord Vishnu in complete bliss and satisfaction in his constitutional state. Well, isn't this my constitutional state? And to be a purified soul allows me to go to those things? Or is just being a purified soul just get me to the door? And then to get to these other planets, it takes more than that. I don't know. It just sounds so much like Star Trek to me. I've never quite understood all this. On the other hand, it may not be necessary to understand. It just may be that we should take away the essence of this, and that is our journey is never ending. Our journey continues. I know people who have had a realization. Oh, I believe I saw a vision of whoever, Radha, a few years ago, and that was amazing, and now my life is changed by that. Okay, and doesn't say anything about the vision of Radha here being the end goal. Or others are like, oh, I feel so happy, and I feel like I've been touched by my guru. It doesn't say that's the end goal. Yeah, don't see that. Actually, it says thereafter, yeah, no, really, it doesn't say that at all. Sorry. Actually, it says that the strength of such things, mystic powers and whatever, help these people move to the next level. So it's like a stepping stone. I hear folks all the time. I think I hear that over and over again. I've had an experience, I've had that. And that makes me an enlightened being. I don't I don't see that here. Quite the opposite. It's just a stepping stone. So probably the most important sentence is, the Transcendentalists are concerned with the spiritual body, as such by the strength of their devotional service, austerities, mystic power, and transcendental knowledge. Their movements are unrestricted within and beyond the material worlds, so they travel farther. But it doesn't say, once you've achieved mystic power, you're done. That's probably the thing to remember. We've had those great experiences, and they are great, and they build, but they build. They don't put the roof on and close the house up. Okay. Yeah. Your thoughts, comments, all that good stuff. We'll pick up with verse chapter 3 in the next video. Thanks for watching. And Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.